Hey, Josh Konigsberg here, law firm Marketing Pros. I'm here today with Marci Ball from the law offices of Hughes and Ball. Marci, why don't you take a quick minute and introduce yourself to everybody out there in cyberspace?
Great. Thank you, Josh. I'm Marci Ball, and I'm one of the partners at the law offices of Hughes and Ball. And we are a full service personal injury law firm. Our main offices are in Jupiter, but we also have offices available for consultation in Orlando. And more recently, we opened a satellite office in Port St. Lucie.
Great. So how did you get involved with law firm Marketing Pros?
Well, both my partner and I, we both have nearly 25 years of experience. I was at a big law firm. His partner unfortunately passed away. And about a year and a half ago, we decided to create this new entity, Law Offices of Hughes and Ball. So a friend and colleague of mine who happens to be a marketing director at a very successful large firm in Palm Beach County recommended you. And that's how we were able to meet and go forward.
Great, awesome. And so how long have you been with us, working with us?
We met, I think, in October, and then we signed contracts in November of 2019. So maybe 7 or 8 months ago.
7, 8 months, and three of them don't really count.
Right, I know. I hope it's only 3. I hope it gets better soon.
So, normally I ask a question, what was going on with your business that caused you to start looking for internet marketing? In your case, it was really a new entity that you had started. So you had to start almost from scratch, right?
Well, to a certain extent, because my partner had a former partner, so he had this entity, so he had a website. So one of the big things when I came on board is that we wanted to completely redesign the website and really look at our online marketing. So there was an improvement of what we had, of what he had before.
Okay, so you weren't really experiencing any problems, which is the shift because of a name change, a new website, etc.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
And also we decided to open up a St. Lucie office. So one of our goals was to create an online presence in a new market. And that was something that you've been really beneficial for our company in doing.
Yeah, that's a challenge though, right? Because you don't have any real life footprint or any type of digital footprint, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So what was going on with business when you started with us? Because you had already started the entity. How many leads a month do you think you were getting? How many cases? How many leads?
Well, and that's one thing that you've really brought to the table for us is that we weren't tracking it as carefully then, with this startup new firm as we are now. But I know we were probably signing up, meaning, engaging clients in formal contracts, probably 1 or 2 new clients a week.
Okay.
Before we brought law firm marketing on board.
Yeah, and I know you weren't doing a lot of tracking. Normally I ask a bunch of questions regarding that. That's not going to be relevant today. So I'm going to skip right over that. So what did our team implement or put in place that really seemed to make the difference for you?
Well, first and foremost was the optimization of the website, which was huge. And then, I'm new to a lot of this marketing because my former background was at a larger firm where they had people handling this. So I'm a very type A person, and in interviewing different companies, your company really stood out because right from the very beginning, you set forth a plan that you were going to follow, and starting off with the website, with the local SEO listings, correcting the firm name and address, and getting us on a lot of really important sites to improve our Google ranking, and then teaching us about the ever-changing Google algorithm and making sure that we were doing what we were supposed to do to improve and actually create a Google ranking in Port St. Lucie.
So what we consider what you're referencing is compliance with us. So we do most of the heavy lifting.
Absolutely.
But we need some help from you as a client, and you guys have been, I got to tell you, just fantastic to deal with.
You have been fantastic. And the other thing I forgot to mention is also the reputation of the firm. You have a wonderful program in terms of getting reviews, not only for our website, but for Facebook and Google, and that has been wonderful as well.
And throughout the ecosystem, so important. You're referencing what we have branded as Reviewable. And yeah, we call it an industrial strength, and because you don't want to mess around with your reputation, right? So it's
absolutely
an industrial strength. So the results of our efforts have been. I know you were ranking in Jupiter for some keywords, right? What's the result both in Jupiter and Port St. Lucie?
Sure. So in Jupiter, we we were number one in some keywords, but one thing that your analysis provided to us is how many keywords we were missing out on and what we needed to do and working with you to increase our ranking. And we are number one in many, many different keywords now in Jupiter. And we really didn't have a footprint in Port St. Lucie. I think when we first started off, we were 4 or 5 pages back, and we've been steadily increasing and receiving a lot more calls as a result of your efforts.
And that's in just about 7 months, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's really kind of an anomaly. And again, my hat's off to you for being a more compliant client of ours. And just like for you, the more compliant your clients are, the better the case results are going to be. Same for us.
Absolutely, it's teamwork.
Exactly. So you're, I don't know if you're tracking the number of leads, the increase in the number of leads, but certainly you have over the number of cases. You said you were getting 1 to 2 cases a week. Now, what's the result of our work after just 7 months?
Sure, we're signing up 4 to 6 cases a week now. And we're also receiving a lot of calls in Port St. Lucie for areas that are a little outside of our area of expertise, but we're able to refer those potential clients to other firms that will meet their needs. So we're developing a goodwill in the community as well, so that they can still contact us and we can, get them in the right hands. So it's generating above and beyond what we anticipated.
We call that a halo effect, right? And your online reputation absolutely contributes to that, right? As well as, some of the word of mouth that you're getting, and those people will then refer personal injury cases back to you guys. So
absolutely.
Good stuff. Okay. So when you were going through the decision-making process, and we all go, it doesn't matter, as consumers, we all go through the same process. We have 4 choices as a consumer. You could have chose to do business with law firm marketing pros. You could have chose to another digital marketing or SEO company. You could have chose to try to do it yourself or do nothing at all. Those are your 4 choices, right? So why did you choose us over any of those?
Well, doing nothing at all, you can't do that these days. I mean, especially in our business, it's very competitive. A lot of the larger firms have billboards and commercials. So, every firm has to have a unique marketing plan. So doing nothing was never an option. Similarly, although I like to think I'm computer savvy, not anywhere near close to knowing what we need to know or what you know. And we did do our due diligence, although you were highly recommended, which went a long way with me from a successful marketing director at a firm. It was still meeting with you and your team, the plan, the way you speak to us and work with us is a big deal to me too. And that's kind of talking more about our ongoing relationship. But sometimes there's an experience where the SEO company or the computer company can talk down to you or make you feel like, oh, well, we'll take care of it. And I've never had that experience with you and your crew. It's always, I don't want to say dumbing it down, but, teaching us, and not only by explaining it to us, but sending us articles, really just spending the time with us. And I'm really glad about the choice that we made.
Great. Thanks. I appreciate that. So, with that in mind, what surprised you or made you the happiest about engaging us? So in other words, right? You're talking about ongoing stuff that we're doing now, but when we first came on board, right? Mm-hmm. We have our onboarding process, as you're aware. What surprised you or delighted you the most?
Many things, truthfully. I don't know if I can say what the most was, but one thing is at the very beginning, you get a plan with a timeline and everything just goes as smoothly. If you say you're going to do this in that many days, we get a report and it happened. You're going to do this in that many days, you get a report and it happened. The responsiveness is huge. I've had experiences in the past where you reach out to a company, you email, you make a phone call and you're not getting response. You and your team, particularly Andy, who's assigned to work with us, we get a response. If I email him at 6:30, he's emailing me at 7:30 at night, and any changes that need to be made to our website or, hey, we're having a problem with this, the problem solving, the customer service, the response time is huge. And the reporting is wonderful, because that was one thing we were lacking, was really trying to track, hey, where are our calls coming from? Who's calling? What time of day are they calling? What keywords are working and not working? So, the reporting is really, really impressive as well.
So those are KPIs, key performance indicators, and you're not alone with that. Most of the law firms I talk to typically don't track And if you're not tracking, how do you know what's working? And if you don't know what's working, how do you know where to reinvest your marketing dollars, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, so that may, or what's being wasted, right? So,
Correct.
so this is a pretty self-evident question, but how has working with law firm marketing pros changed the practice?
Well, I think we've hit on a lot of the points, but I think that the reputation was key. You know, we are listed in a lot more listings online. Our Google reviews, we have a 5-star rating across the board. I mean, just in the short period of time, you've gotten us 91 reviews on our website. You increased our Facebook reviews. So the reputation has been great. And just getting the phone calls. I mean, Google is really important for businesses now.
Right.
You know,
And you've
people don't want to wait. They're going to call you. You want to be at the top of that list to get the call first.
right. And it sounds to me like you more, about quadruple the number of cases that you're signing, maybe even a little bit more. Yeah.
Exactly. And those are ones that we've signed up. We get many more calls than that as well.
Okay. All right. So then how has working with law firm marketing pros changed your personal life?
Well, you're making my life a lot easier.
I love to hear that.
Well, in one way that's making my personal life a lot easier too is, and I think we've talked about this several times, is that, this Google algorithm and, the SEO company we were working with before was all about, the plan was focused on lots and lots of blogging. So I would have to spend a lot of time writing lots of little short blogs. And I think one thing that your company has really taught us is, number one, that it's quality over quantity. And number two, that that's only part of the algorithm, and that there's so many other things that you're helping us to do that help with our Google ranking that I think we weren't focusing on. So you freed up my blog timing writing.
Well, that's awesome though, right?
Improved our business. And that's the bottom line for my partner and I and our entire staff.
Great. Good stuff. All right. So if you were to recommend our services to a colleague, a non-competitive colleague, what would you say?
I would say that you'd be crazy not to go with this company. If they're really close, I'd say you're crazy. No, but you guys really have done an amazing job for us. You really have.
Thank you. So,
especially with the startup partnership that we have, to really.
Yeah, it's a challenge because there's no.
It really is.
When there's a name change, that creates other challenges, right? So.
And it's a competitive market these days.
Yeah, it is. It is. And there's only 3 spots on the map, right? So it's the 3. That's why they call it the 3-pack. So, what would you say to someone who might be on the fence about utilizing our services, other than that you would be crazy not to hire us?
Well, I think I would say, look, if you are on the fence, try it. Just try it. The investment has paid off substantially in what we pay your company in terms of what it is termed in our reputation and in our new clients. So try it.
Great. All right.
And I would stake my reputation on it. I'm recommending you. So I don't recommend people unless I really have faith in them.
Well, thanks so much, Marci. I really appreciate your time today, and I look forward to our next chat.
Sounds good. Thank you.